In this video, we are going to see how we can multiply two signed operands, and we are going to consider the 2's complement representation of the signed numbers. If the operand is of n bit, then the product that would be generated would be double length. That means the product that would be generated would be of 2n bits. So how does this multiplication actually take place? It is an accumulation of the partial products. So suppose if we have one operand as 45 and another operand as 13, so this is the multiplicand and this is the multiplier. So in the multiplication, the multiplicand is added based on the multiplier bits, and we will see an example for this. Suppose we have a positive multiplier and a negative multiplicand. So here is a negative multiplicand minus 13 and here is a positive multiplier which is plus 11. So what we do is, based on this multiplier, the multiplicand is put in as a partial product. Since this is a 5-bit number, the product that will be generated would be of 10 bits. So for the remaining bits, we do a sign extension. So let's take an example. So the multiplicand is 10011 and the first bit that it needs to be multiplied with, so the LSB of the multiplier is 1. So we know that if you multiply any number with 1, you will get that same number, and we are going to extend the sign bit. So this is the sign bit. We are going to extend the sign bit for the remaining 5 bits. Then we check the next bit of the multiplier. Again it is 1. So as we do in the normal multiplication, we will add a shifted version of the multiplicand. So you can see that this multiplicand has been shifted one place to the left, and again for the remaining bits we will extend it using the sign bit. Checking the next bit of the multiplier, we see that it is a 0. So there will be no addition of the multiplicand in this case. Again the next bit of the multiplier is 1. So again a shifted version of the multiplicand has been added as a partial product. The last bit of this multiplier is 0. So again no addition of the multiplicand is done. So you see that wherever the bits of the multiplier are 1, we are having a shifted version of the multiplicand. So here also, since the multiplier bit was 1, we had the multiplicand. Again in this row also we are having, and this row also we are having. So wherever the multiplier bits are 1, we will add a shifted version of the multiplicand. And since this multiplicand was negative, we are putting the extension of the sign bit in the remaining bits. Once we have all these partial products, we can add them, and this is the final result, which represents minus 143. What if the multiplier itself is negative? What do we do in that case? Suppose if we have 13 into minus 11, then what we do, this we can also represent as minus 13 into 11. This makes the multiplier as positive, and we can proceed the way we did in the first case. So how do we change this minus 13 into this 13 into minus 11 into this minus 13 into 11? We take the 2's complement of both the multiplicand as well as the multiplier. So if we take the 2's complement of 13, it will become minus 13, and if we take the 2's complement of minus 11, it will become 11. And now we have a positive multiplier, and we can proceed as we did in the first case. Now we have an algorithm which is called the Booth algorithm, which works for both positive and negative multipliers. Suppose the multiplier is 30, and if we have to multiply say 25 with 30, what will we have to do? Based on the number of ones which are there in the multiplier, we will have to add a shifted version of 25. So the number of ones in the multiplier are 1, 2, 3 and 4. That means 4 times we will have to add a shifted version of 25. So in a normal multiplication, a 4 times addition of a shifted version of the multiplicand would be required. Also, we have to check every time whether the multiplier is positive or negative. So the Booth's algorithm says that the multiplier can be recoded and it can be represented as a difference of two numbers. So suppose if the multiplier is 30, we can represent 30 as 32 minus 2. So this is the representation of 32, this is the representation of 2, and this would give us 30. 32 minus 2 gives us 30. So can we recode 30 using these two numbers? So if you see that if we recode 30 as this, where this part is representing the 32 and this part minus 1 is representing the 2. So over here 32 and here we are having 2. So 30 is being represented or recoded as this. What will this do is add 32 times the multiplicand to my 2's complement of 2 times the multiplicand. So this is 32 times and this is 2's complement of 2. So the multiplier 30 has been recoded as this number, which incorporates 32 as well as the 2's complement of 2. So I will take an example to show you how this happens. So in case we had a normal multiplication where we were multiplying 45 with 30, so 30, if we had a normal representation of 30, 30 is represented as 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. And a normal multiplication, as explained earlier, would have implied adding 45 4 times, a shifted version of 45 being added 4 times to get the final result. How can we recode the multiplier and then use? So as we have seen earlier that recoded 30 is this plus 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 1 and 0. This is representing 32 and this is representing minus 2. Plus 32 and minus 2. I will also show you how to recode the multiplier. Let us just first consider that I have given you the recoded multiplier, and then how can we proceed? So we have the multiplicand 45. So now the first bit is 0. So nothing needs to be done over here. Now the second bit is we are multiplying it with 2's complement of the multiplicand. So 2's complement of 45 we will take. So we know how to take the 2's complement, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So this is 45. We will first take the 1's complement and then we will add 1 to this to get the 2's complement, which is this 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. And since the sign bit over here is 1, we will do a sign extension in the remaining bits. Also, now the remaining bits of the multiplier are now all 0, so no addition of the shifted multiplicand needs to be done. When we come to this multiplier bit 1, again now we are simply going to add a shifted version of 45. So we see that instead of adding the shifted multiplicand 4 times like we do in a normal multiplications. Here we are doing only twice, and the only thing that also needs to be done is to take a 2's complement of 45 also. So once we have the 2's complement of 45 computed, only 2 additions of the shifted version are required. So this reduces the computation and can be used for positive as well as negative multipliers. So how does the recoding can be done? This is a table which helps us understand how the coding needs to be done. So if bit I minus 1 is 0 and bit I is 0, the recoded bit would be 0. Similarly, if both the preceding bit and the current bit are 1, so if they are same, the recoding would be 0. But if bit I minus 1 was 1 and bit I is 0, then the recoding would be plus 1. And if bit I minus 1 was 0 and bit I is 1, then recoding would be minus 1. Let's take this example. For this particular bit, so this is the multiplier that we are having, and we will see how it can be recoded. So first we will assume that there was an invisible 0 at the end. Now we are going from 0 to 0. So when we are going from this invisible bit to this, the first bit, it is 0 to 0. So what is from 0 to 0? It is a 0. Again we are going from 0 to 0, so the recoding would be 0. Now we are going from 0 to 1. So bit I minus 1 was 0 and now bit I is 1. So from 0 to 1 if we go, the recoding will be minus 1. So this is the recoding. When we go from 1 to 1, since the bits are same, recoding is 0. 1 to 0. So again if we go from 1 to 0, recoding would be plus 1. So here is the recoding for this. 0 to 1 minus 1, 1 to 0 plus 1, 0 to 1 again minus 1, 1 to 1 it's same, so 0, 1 to 1 again, so 0, and so on. So this table can help us understand how the recoding of the multiplier needs to be done. So what do you think will be a worst case multiplier? Wherever the bits are changing every time, that would be a worst case multiplier, because in that case, whenever the bit is changing from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, the recoding would be either minus 1 or plus 1. What would be an ordinary multiplier? When there is a fair mix of a run of ones and a run of zeros, then again there is a run of 3 ones, again a run of 3 ones over here. So wherever there is a run of a few similar bits, then we can say that this is an ordinary multiplier. And a good multiplier would be where we have a long run of similar bits. So this is a run of 5 ones, this is again a run of 5 zeros, again a run of 4 ones and then 2 zeros. So how many changes are actually taking place? A change is taking place over here from 0 to 1. So there would be a recoding of minus 1, a change from here to here, so plus 1, a change over here, so minus 1. So you can see that in this case only 3 additions of the shifted version of the multiplicand would be required. Compare this to the original multiplier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 additions required, and this has been changed to 3 additions only. So this is how the Booth algorithm helps us in recoding the multiplier and can be used for positive as well as negative multipliers.